y'all. I told you, man. It just these lives be tripping, man. They be tripping. They be tripping. Especially when we start going in, man. They be trying to silence us, and just all kind of stuff start popping up, and just unnecessary stuff out the blue, just random stuff, man. That's how you know when you speaking the truth. That's how you know when you doing the work of God, man. Because them distractions gonna come, man. I'm telling you, dog. It's real. But come on in, y'all. Come on in. My bad about that. My bad about that. My bad about that, y'all. When you doing the work of God, man, I'm telling you, dog, it's just so many distractions, bro. When you start working for the Most High, dog, and you speaking the truth, man, they'll silence you, dog. And I'm telling you, man, I'm dealing with that for real, man. I'm really like dealing with that, dog. Just distractions, random distractions, bro. Just start happening, bro. But my bad about that, y'all. My bad about that, man. I apologize about that, man. That done happened a couple of times. The moment we start getting into the meat of the potatoes of the live, it seemed like it always cut off or a distraction come. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, SR Life, they trying to silence your boy, man. I already see what's going on. Shout out to my boy SR Life, man. SR Life in this thing. Shout out to you, brother. Good to have you back live in the joint. Bando, I can hear the water. Bando, what's good with you, Bando? Welcome to the live. 3X Mafioso. We back strong. Welcome back to the live. My bad about that, y'all, man. It just seemed like when you telling this truth, man, you gotta keep your head on a swivel. I'm telling you, man, because you don't know which way it's gonna come from, dog. And I take risks and chances by doing these lives with y'all, man, because I know that I'm dropping a lot of knowledge and information that's gonna help help my people and liberate my people and free their minds. And the government don't like that, bro. The government don't like that. What's your favorite basketball player? Steph Curry. I ain't even close. Steph Curry. So my bad about that last live, y'all. We still gonna keep that up, but I'm gonna give y'all like 15 minutes because I gotta get going, man. But I apologize about that last live just cutting off like that. So I'm gonna pick up where I left off because I see we starting to get back. We back. You feel me? Bando had a promotion of the word God, and then you so happen to say it, and then that happens. I know. I know, bro. It's crazy, man. It's like, I'm telling you, man, the devil will try to silence you, dog. And these people that work for the devil, that control these platforms and stuff like that, they will silence you as well. So, just be patient with me, man. Y'all see what I'm going through, man. You see exactly what I'm dealing with, you know what I mean? Especially when you start speaking the truth about the world and how things is set up. You feel what I'm talking about? It get real, man. I'm telling you, it get real. But let me get back to where I left off at, how to escape the matrix. I think I was at the point where I was telling y'all about how you got to free your mind. You have to free your mind. You dig what I'm talking about? You got to free your mind from this system, because this system is in place to trap you in bondage. See, for a lot of us, our ancestors deal with chains and whips. But now the new way to enslave you is through the mind. And the only way you can escape that is knowing who you is and becoming in tune with yourself in the spirit realm. You're not gonna never get to reach your fullest potential until you be able to master the reality around you. You got to be able to master the reality around you, man. And when you start speaking the truth, like you see me doing, reality will start playing with you. People will start calling you out the blue. Your life will start hanging up. Distractions will start coming your way. You will start seeing just all different kind of stuff when you start speaking the truth, because they know that this stuff is powerful. And they know the majority of the world is lost. They know this. Why do you think they keep us distracted with football games and basketball games? Why you think they keep us distracted with sports? Why you think they keep us distracted with politics? Why you think they keep us distracted with all these TV shows and TV programming? Because they know if they can get you by the mind, They got you. They can get your soul. And a lot of people already sold out. You go to work every day and you don't ask no questions. You working for that paycheck and you know you don't like that job. And they know you don't like that job. But guess what? You doing it for some money. That's selling out. That's selling your soul. See, it ain't always got to be like you having a meeting with the devil and selling your soul that way. Selling your soul is compromising your integrity. It's going against your manners, your values. See, we not living by God's laws. We living by man's law. And I think one of the things I was saying before the live had just randomly shut off just now, I think one of the things I was saying is, why do I got to get a passport to go to Africa? Why do I need a passport to go to Asia? This is God's land. This not man land. But man came along and they created their own rules. They threw out the 10 Commandments. You know, the 10 Commandments used to be something that society used to live by back in the days. All the schools and everybody used to live by the 10 Commandments. They threw that out. We not living by God's law. We living by man's programming. That's why propaganda is real strong. And until you learn how to free your mind, you will never be liberal. You will never be free. Okay? You got to learn how to ask questions. Because from the moment, like I said, you came out of your mama, from the moment we all came out the womb, they told us how to dress, who God was, how to act. They told us we had to go to school and get a diploma. They told us this. You know why you got to go to school? Because they got to program you through the mind with they bullshit. They programming us. And the only way to escape this matrix, you got to deprogram yourself. Jesus put it like this in the Bible. The Bible put it like this. You got to be born again. Woohoo. That's how the Bible put it. So you know I ain't lying. Don't just take my word for it. The Bible say you must be born again. All it's simply saying in the Bible when it say you must be born again, you got to strip yourself from the programming of this world. You got to be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. You got to strip yourself from the ideologies of this world. Be in the world, but not of the world. And I'm telling you, a lot of people is in the world and they have never questioned what goes on around them. They do as they told and they shut up. They go to school, they go to work, and they never complain. And you know what's the worst thing about money? You know what's the worst thing about success sometimes? It make you feel comfortable. Success make you feel comfortable. You start getting lackadaisical when you start accumulating success. You don't ask a lot of questions when you start getting successful because you feel like you made it. And that's how this system was meant for you to think. It was meant for you to think you made it once you get some money. It was meant for you to think that you made it once you make it out of a certain neighborhood. It was meant for you to think that you made it once you start obtaining a level of success by man's standards of what success is. See, what's successful to God is not what's successful to man. And what's successful to man is not what's successful to God. And sometimes success can entrap you through the mind even more. Because now you thinking, man, I made it, man. I'm good. I'm counting money. Bro, you still a slave. You just a rich slave. That's all you is. You a slave. And you comfortable. You dig what I'm talking about? So they see that they can feed you money because they know that's going to keep your mouth shut. That's why a lot of people that's at the top, they never talk about the real problems of the world. They never talk about what God told us and how to live. They never talk about that stuff because they know that they don't want to get stripped of that money or them resources. So the biggest way to understand, first of all, you got to understand and realize that you at war. You got to understand it's a war. You can't fight a war if you can't understand that you in war. So you got to prepare yourself. Harriet Tubman said it this way. If only the slaves knew that they were slaves, I could have freed more of them. I could have freed more of them. If only they knew what they was up against, the circumstances they was dealing with, I could have freed more of them. That's what Harriet Tubman said. And I'm telling you right now, man, a lot of people don't think that they in a spiritual warfare. They don't, because it's invisible. That's why you got to be able to go within. You got to be able to go within. You got to be able to master self. Self. Know thyself. You got to be able to master self. And you got to be born again. Neo in the Matrix, he had to be born again. You know why? Because he had to be deprogrammed. He had to script himself in that movie from the programming that was going on in that movie. That movie is symbolic for reality, what we really live in. That's what that movie is. So much symbolism in the Matrix. That's one of my favorite movies because it's the truth. And it's symbolic for the laws, the way the government work, the way politics work. You feel what I'm saying? And it's spiritual. The Matrix is very spiritual. That's why once Neo became in tune with his spirit, once he became in tune with the inner man, with his self, he mastered the Matrix and could nobody touch him. Could nobody touch him. He became the one. He became the one. And this is what I'm trying to teach y'all and get y'all to see. In order for you to master this matrix, you got to become in tune with yourself. You got to go within. Okay? So I only got about 10 more minutes, so let me get to some questions. Yeah, they start messing up the lives, man, when we start speaking this truth, man. You got to be on the look for a straight bullet. A bullet might come out the blue. See, I don't think I'm going to live that long. You know why? Because I'm going to tell it like it is. And I'm willing to give my life for my people. I'm willing to go out with a bang. So I'm not expecting to live that long. I don't expect to live an old age. Because I'm going to be here barking until the cows come home about the Most High. And I'm telling you, I know in this world, in this day and age, the truth will get you unalived. And I'm prepared and I'm ready for whatever come with it. You dig what I'm talking about? A lot of people ain't there, though. A lot of people scared of death. See, I mastered this reality. See, I'm already gone. Y'all just looking at the flesh. My spirit in a whole nother dimension. You dig what I'm saying? So we got to understand, man, when you start thinking on that level of consciousness, bruh, reality start playing with you. The world start playing with you. You have to master self. You should be embracing death once you get to the point to where you master self. But a lot of people scared to die. And when you talking and you working for the Most High and you on this path of truth for the Most High, you can't be scared of death. You can't be scared of death. Supposed to be embracing it. Because we understand what we up against. We were sent here to do a mission. We were sent here to restore peace on the earth. To speak the truth. To give people the knowledge that they've been missing. But most people don't really want to be liberated. They don't really want to be free. They talk about they want to be free. They think that they free, but they in bondage through their mind. They enslaved through their mind. They never really question the truth of what they need to be questioned. Religion is one of the main things that got a lot of people confused and lost about who God is. Because we have to understand, and I made a live about this the other day, and it went real well, but it was some people on there who was pushing back against what I was telling them, because what I was telling them was too deep. It was going over their head. It was going over their head. They didn't understand that you have to become in tune with yourself, with your spirit. Do y'all hear what I'm telling y'all, man? Do y'all understand what I'm telling y'all, man? All this is about, when it comes to walking with God, when it comes to, spirituality, when it comes to divinity, all this is about is becoming one with yourself. You can't get to God until you get to your spirit, man, until you become one with the spirit. You will never quite master the matrix. You will never break out. You know why? Because bills got you worried. You trying to go to school to get all kind of different degrees in education to program yourself deeper into the matrix. You trying to buy a house. You worried about buying houses. All that stuff is trap you even more. You focused on who the president is. You focused on who the governor is. And you don't understand that all that stuff is a part of the game. It's a part of the game to keep you trapped. It's painting a false perception in front of you. And that's why Morpheus told Neo in the movie The Matrix, if you take this blue pill, dog, you can wake up tomorrow and believe whatever you want to believe. But if you take this red pill, I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. And Neo couldn't believe what he seen when he took that red pill. He was in for a rude awakening. He couldn't believe it, dog. And when he seen it, he realized that I'm not the body, I'm the spirit. I'm not the body. It's just a meat jacket. It's just a meat suit. I'm in a whole nother dimension. That's why when you seen Neo in the Matrix, you seen him breaking out from the real world and going into the spirit world. In the world, they couldn't deal with Neo because he mastered the ability to see through the Matrix. And that's how we got to be. We supposed to be in this world, but not of the world. That's what God told us. Be not conformed, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. How is most people trapped? Their mind is gone. Their mind is gone. Their mind is gone. And you see it every day. Just cut on your phone. You will see a bunch of lost souls. A bunch of people that's lost. They talking about how many points Steph Curry got. They talking about who gonna be the next quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. They talking about who gonna be the next president. They talking about what Elon Musk and Donald Trump doing in the White House. They talking about all these things that keep you more entrapped with the Matrix. Hip hop wives and all them TV shows. Wives, what's that? Hip hop wives of Atlanta and all that stuff. What's the BMF with Big Meech and 50 Cent and all this stuff. Who car the fastest? Who house the biggest? This is the Matrix we talking about, homie. You programmed. In a moment, a person like me will come along and say, the Bible ain't for you to take it and be so blind to the spirit and be so literal about everything. The Bible is simply just telling you and teaching you how to become in tune with the spirit. But people will push back at me and say, no, man, the Bible ain't doing that. Man, the Bible is this. I say, bruh, just chill out. Listen to me. Christ was trying to get people to master spirituality. Okay? You're not going to get to God by word of mouth. You're not just going to get there like that. You're not going to reach your fullest potential. You got to free your mind. And in order to fight back against this war, you got to know you in the war to begin with. Psychological warfare. They attacking your mind. Okay? So remember, man, the only way to escape this matrix, this system, you got to become one with yourself. Come in tune with the spirit. And then you can master this world and you can master this reality. There you go, Inspirational K. See, I love Inspirational K because I can tell she think outside the box. Everything is an illusion. Who told you you got to go to school? You ain't never thought about that? Who the hell told me I got to go get a diploma? God ain't, man, it's not one verse in the Bible in the scriptures that tell you you got to get a diploma. Is I'm lying? It said a man on work shall not eat. But it ain't told you you got to go work for corporations. It ain't told you you got to go trade your time for